Family, friends, and supporters of the Graywind family are gathering tonight in North Fargo to remember the life of Savannah Graywind, the 22-year-old woman whose murder is still sending shockwaves through the FM community and beyond. The Graywind family is expected to speak tonight at this prayer service at Mickelson Field. The night began with a Native American chant and prayer. There was singing and dancing to send Savannah off in peace. Now, as you can see, the night is filled with candlelight in remembrance of a life taken too soon. Valley News Team's Cornelius Hawker is at the prayer service tonight. He tells us that family and friends are now receiving gifts from supporters. And as you can see, an emotional night as hugs are being shared from family and friends as people line up to receive those from them. Also tonight, Cornelius tells us there's a resounding feeling of sadness and hope. Again, we're waiting for the Graywind family to speak to supporters, but the spiritual leader tonight said at the vigil, quote, "When you want to feel Savannah, go outside and let the sun touch your skin." We'll be checking back in with Cornelius throughout the entire evening and giving you updates on this vigil. As for earlier today, the two suspects in Savannah Graywind's disappearance and murder appeared in court via video to hear the new charges against them. Brooke Cruz and William Hain are both charged with conspiracy to commit murder, conspiracy to commit kidnapping, and providing false information to law enforcement. Valley News Team's Molly Casey was at the hearing today. She's joining us now, breaking down those court documents and the reactions of both suspects. Molly.
Christine, the documents released from today's court hearing describe the disturbing details of Cruz and Hain told police about Savannah's death. Officers took both in for questioning on Thursday after discovering the baby girl in the apartment they shared. Police have since said they believe the child is Savannah's. Haynes told investigators that when he arrived home from work on Saturday afternoon, he found Cruz cleaning up blood in their bathroom and then showed him the baby girl, saying, "This is our baby, this is our family." Haynes admitted to removing garbage bags with bloody towels and his bloody shoes and threw them into a dumpster in West Fargo. Cruz's version of events is just as disturbing. She told investigators that when Savannah came to her apartment on Saturday, she instructed Savannah on how to self-induce childbirth by breaking her own water. According to Cruz, Savannah left the apartment but came back at 3:30 Monday morning with the baby girl. Cruz admitted to taking advantage of Savannah in an attempt to obtain her child and possibly keep the baby as her own. Today in court, Hain and Cruz both had bond set at $2 million. A judge, Thompson Olson, gave both the chance to comment, and while Cruz chose not to, Hain chose to question the bail amount.
I know that $2 million is unattainable for any regular person. That's not reasonable bail.
The charges against Cruz and Hain are currently only state charges, but could be elevated to the federal level. North Dakota and Minnesota do not carry the death penalty. The maximum penalty is life in prison. If their charges are brought to the federal level, prosecutors could impose the death penalty if found guilty. The next court date for Cruz is September 28th, and Hain will be in court on October 4th. Christine?
All right, thank you, Molly. If you want to follow our complete coverage on Savannah Graywind, head over to our website at valleynewslive.com. And a stretch of road that had been closed due to the investigation is back open tonight. It's on Cass County 22, east of Harwood. There's a bridge nearby, and it's where 24 hours earlier, the scene was crawling with law enforcement. Yellow tape remains blocking a road that led to an abandoned farmstead where investigators had been going through as a possible crime scene. Now, it's not far from where Savannah's body was recovered. And Fargo Mayor Tim Mahoney also made a statement about the tragic death of Savannah Graywind at tonight's City Commission meeting. It read in part, "Please remember that instances like this do not define Fargo. Fargo is instead defined by our people's incredible spirit of resilience and their collective acts of support exhibited in the aftermath of difficult circumstances." Coming up after weather, 2 people were arrested in West Fargo today and are facing a number of charges. Plus, we'll be bringing you the latest on Hurricane Harvey's impact on the Gulf and also the gas prices. But first, Robert, much different story for us up north. We started off this week sunny and warm and fairly quiet. So how's the rest of our night looking?
Yeah, and those quiet conditions are going to continue right on through the overnight hours. A live look outside on the CorwinAuto.com Valley Skycam, part of the Storm Team Skycam network. Hardly a cloud out there, and we're going to see some mostly clear skies tonight, tomorrow. Once again, just like today, lots of sunshine, even a touch warmer as we head through your Tuesday. 72 degrees, winds out of the south at 7 miles per hour. Those temperatures will continue to drop on off into the 50s in most areas overnight tonight. But right now, some 60s and some 70s, 71 in Grand Forks, 70 in Jamestown, 68 Langdon, also 68 in the Valley City area, 66 Wahpeton, 66 in Roseau. Winds out of the south, primarily around 5 to 10 miles per hour, and they'll continue overnight tonight around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow, they'll pick up just a touch, 5 to 15. With some occasional stronger gusts. Just a few clouds making their way through northern portions of Minnesota. They're going to get on out of here, leaving us with some mostly clear skies overnight tonight. Underneath what clouds we do have, no precip, none anticipated tonight nor tomorrow. Northern plains, quiet. A lot of green around the Duluth radar. That's just a little interference with the local radar dome there. A few dying showers and storms over portions of the western U.S., but all eyes continue to be down into the south. Just off the coast now is Tropical Storm Harvey. The eye actually way down here, and it continues to slowly meander off towards the east and the southeast at about 3 miles per hour. Tremendous rains continue in parts of southeast Texas. Parts of the Houston metro area already seeing 25 to 35 inches of rain, 15 to 20 more inches. Not out of the question. Just incredible amounts of water falling from the sky in that area. For us, quiet. It's going to stay quiet overnight tonight. And again, temperatures dipping down into the 50s in most locations, some mid to upper 50s out there with some light southerly breezes. Now as we head through the day tomorrow, those mostly clear skies tonight give way to mostly sunny skies tomorrow. Touch of a breeze out of the south and a warm one. We're going to warm into the 80s over most of the area, even some upper 80s to near 90 around the Grand Forks area. So summer has not left us. We're going to continue to see some summer-like temperatures as we head through your Tuesday, but see that right there, that a cool front that is going to cool us down as we head through the day on Wednesday. Here in Fargo, we're going to start off the day in the upper 50s, but a rapid warm up by lunchtime near 80, and then later on in the day, we're going to top it on out in the upper 80s, around 87 degrees. Picture of the day, gorgeous shot. Some sunset combining in Sykeston. Thanks to Aaron for sending that in. Going to use that as the backdrop to our 7-day forecast tomorrow. Hot. A little unsettled on Wednesday with some cooler temperatures, that chance for a few showers. Cooler still on Thursday, but then we warm it back up with a few late day storms on Friday. NDSU versus the Mississippi Valley State Delta Devils on Saturday. Tailgating weather looks wonderful, as does the entire Labor Day weekend.
Isn't it nice when tailgating season can start off just nice and fresh and warm?
Yeah, shorts and T-shirts, because in a couple of months it's going to be a whole different story.
We don't want to talk about that just yet. Thank you, Robert.
You got it.
Well, Grand Forks police need your help tracking down a potentially dangerous man who may have information about a critical murder case in Iowa. Officials believe 41-year-old Randy Miles Jr. was staying in a motel on South 42nd Street and then took a cab to Cabela's around 2 o'clock this afternoon. He was last seen wearing light-colored blue jeans, a black hooded sweatshirt, carrying 1 or 2 large duffel bags in a tent. He's described as 5 feet 10 inches tall, 215 pounds, with brown hair and blue eyes. Got a picture of him up on your screen right now. Now, he also has several visible tattoos on both hands and the number 1896 on his neck. So if you have seen Miles, call Grand Forks Police at 701-787-8000 or call 911. Authorities have now released the name of the Grand Forks man they're searching for after he disappeared while jet skiing over the weekend in Otter Tail County, Minnesota. Otter Tail County Sheriff's Office released a statement saying that they are continuing their search for 39-year-old Peter Akinaboro. He was first reported missing around 8 o'clock p.m. on Saturday. Officials say they got a report that Akinaboro had been taken out of a jet ski on West Battle Lake, and a family member later found that jet ski. The Otter Tail County Sheriff's Office says dive teams and Water Patrol were investigating the case, which they have listed as a missing person or a possible drowning. 2 men are facing charges after an incident in West Fargo earlier today. Police say 22-year-old Cody Hunt is facing a charge of fleeing, while 30-year-old Eric Stotts is facing multiple charges, including possession of a stolen property and a concealed weapon. Police were called out to the area of 7th Street and 3rd Avenue East just before 1:30 this afternoon for a call about suspicious people. When officers got there, Hunt took off on foot and was just caught a few blocks away. Stotts was arrested without incident. Today, the Trump administration undid some Obama-era regulations on military gear going to cops. The deregulation makes it easier for law enforcement to get armored vehicles, big guns, and grenade launchers. However, some criticize law enforcement for using military equipment at Dakota Access Pipeline protests, but law enforcement officials say the equipment is used for defensive nature.
So there's things that we're looking for that aren't what people normally would consider when they think of military equipment like tanks and big armored vehicles.
Fargo and Grand Forks have armored vehicles at their disposal, but they did not come from military surplus sales. Fargo law enforcement officials say they'd consider looking to get another armored vehicle if it was the right situation, but no concrete plans on expanding their military equipment. AAA, along with law enforcement and school officials, are begging you to slow down. Be sure to look for kids and stop for school buses as school begins for kids, teenagers, and college students. All across the nation, around 80,000 people a year are ticketed for failing to stop for a school bus. So you're taking a look at an example of what it looks like from a bus driver's perspective when you decide to drive around them. Last year, West Fargo schools alone submitted almost 250 stop arm violations to police for prosecution.
Give these children a break. Let them get on the bus safe. Let them get off the bus safe. 3 years ago, 3 students that were West Fargo students were hit by motorists. 2 of them required ambulance. We're here today to just ask the community to please stop for these children. Help us get them to school and home safely.
In Minnesota, if you're caught driving around a stop arm, that fine has gone up to $500. The NDSU Bison football team begins their road to Frisco on Saturday against Mississippi Valley State, and there's a lot going on this week. It all started today with Bison head coach Chris Kleiman's first weekly press conference. Then on Thursday, it's the Shields Bison Block Party with plenty of events for the entire family. Now, our very own Valley News Live sports reporter Beth Hool will be live during our 6 p.m. broadcast. On Friday, she brings us Bison Football Eve with the NDSU cheerleaders and Gold Star Marching Band at the Old Broadway in downtown Fargo. Then on game day for Saturday, if you can't be at the Dome, that's okay. Get your TVs tuned in to KVLY Bison Football Network. The Farmers Union Insurance Bison Football pregame show starts at 1:30 with a kickoff to the 2017 season starting at 2:30.